Hi beautiful souls, welcome back. Today we're diving into one of the most transformative inner practices you will ever learn, the art of letting go. Letting go of repetitive negative thoughts, letting go of grudges, letting go of things that make you feel bad, letting go of stories that have kept you stuck for years, and understanding why letting go isn't just emotional or spiritual, it is biological. Your body changes when you let go. Your well-being transforms when you let go. Your relationships shift when you let go. And today, we're weaving together wisdom from Abraham Hicks and the law of attraction, insights from Joe Dispenza, practical tools from Mel Robbins, and science-backed research that proves this isn't just good advice, it's measurable, physiological truth. So take a breath, settle in, and let's go on this journey together. Let's start with something simple. Imagine you've been carrying around a heavy backpack filled with rocks. Maybe you've carried it so long you forgot it's even there. You go to work with it. You parent with it. You try to sleep with it. That backpack is your mental and emotional load. The grudges you still hold, the mistakes you replay at 2 a.m., the stories that whisper, you weren't enough, the moments where someone hurt you, the conversations you rehearse even though they happened years ago. Letting go is like finally setting that backpack down. Not pretending it never existed. Not gaslighting yourself. Just finally deciding, this weight is no longer mine to carry. Repetitive negative thoughts, or what psychologists call rumination, are one of the biggest reasons people stay stuck. Rumination isn't just thinking, it's looping. It's replaying the same scene again and again hoping it will change. It's mentally living in a moment that doesn't exist anymore. And here's what's wild. Science shows rumination is one of the strongest predictors of depression. Not the event that hurt you. Not the breakup, not the job loss, not the betrayal, but the constant revisiting of the event. Studies by researchers like Susan Nolan-Hoeksema show that rumination literally prolongs emotional distress. It keeps anxiety high, it keeps depression active, and it prevents your nervous system from resetting. This is why, when Abraham Hicks says, a belief is just a thought you keep thinking, it's more than spiritual poetry. It's neuroscience. The more you repeat a thought, even if it's painful, the more your brain wires itself to expect it, anticipate it, and default to it. Abraham Hicks teaches that letting go of negative expectation is a vibrational shift. Neuroscience teaches that letting go is a neurological shift. Both are pointing to the same thing. Release the loop, and your life starts to change. Now, let's talk about grudges. So many people hold onto a grudge because it makes them feel protected. If I stay angry, I'll never be hurt like that again. But the truth is, a grudge is a prison. And research shows it's not harmless. When people practice forgiveness, real forgiveness, not forced, not fake, they experience lower blood pressure, calmer heart rate, and faster stress recovery. Researchers in multiple studies, including work by Lawler and colleagues, found that people who forgive actually show healthier cardiovascular responses. That means your heart benefits when you release resentment. Think about that. A grudge isn't just emotional weight, it's physical weight. Your heart literally pumps differently when you hold on to anger. Forgiveness is not letting someone off the hook. Forgiveness is letting your heart off the hook. Now let's go deeper, because this next part still amazes people. When you let go emotionally, your body physically heals. Not metaphorically. Literally. A classic study by Janice Kiecolt-Glaser and her team showed that psychological stress slows wound healing. People simply healed slower when they were emotionally stressed. That means a cut on your skin, a surgical incision, an injury, your body repairs it slower when your mind is overwhelmed. And when people let go of emotional stress, their healing accelerates. This is why Joe Dispenza talks about breaking the emotional addiction to old memories. He teaches that when you keep reliving the same painful emotional state, your body continues to produce the same stress hormones, and your biology stays stuck in the past. Whether or not you resonate with all of Dispenza's more extraordinary claims, the core idea, breaking emotional patterns changes physiological outcomes, is backed up by the wound healing research, the forgiveness research, and mindfulness studies showing that stress reduction supports immune function. Let's talk about mindfulness for a moment. One influential study following an 8-week mindfulness program found that participants developed increased gray matter in areas of the brain associated with emotional regulation, learning, and memory. That means letting go through meditation isn't woo, it's structural. The brain physically changes. Joe Dispenza calls it becoming the new self. Scientists call it neuroplasticity. Abraham Hicks calls it raising your vibration. Different languages. Same phenomenon. When you stop feeding old thoughts, the brain literally rewires pathways. Now, let's talk about Mel Robbins for a second, because she brings the practical, do it today, right now, energy. Her 5-second rule, counting down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and interrupting yourself, seems too simple, but it works because it disrupts the rumination loop. When your brain starts replaying the thing that hurt you, you can literally interrupt the circuit and choose a new action. You break the autopilot. You create a moment of awareness. And awareness is the birthplace of letting go. So what does letting go actually feel like? It often starts subtle. You notice you aren't clenching your jaw as much. You find yourself able to breathe deeper. You respond to a text message without overthinking it for 45 minutes. You stop rehearsing imaginary arguments with people who aren't in the room. You sleep a little easier. You talk a little softer. Your shoulders sit lower. People around you feel the shift before you even tell them you're doing inner work. When you let go, your relationships change. Not because other people change, but because your reaction changes. You feel less triggered. You don't take things personally. You don't assume the worst. You develop a new baseline of calm. And here's what's beautiful. When you show up in a calmer state, other people often mirror it. Human nervous systems co-regulate. That means your peace affects their peace. And sometimes relationships heal because your energy is no longer carrying the past into the present. Let me give you a real example. This is a documented therapeutic pattern seen again and again. A woman went through a forgiveness-based intervention after years of resentment toward a family member. After the program, her blood pressure dropped, her anxiety reduced, and she reported fewer physical complaints. That wasn't magic. That was physiology. Now here's an anecdotal, miracle-style story. A woman I once worked with carried years of anger toward her sister. They hadn't spoken in 7 years, and every morning she woke up replaying the argument that ended their relationship. Over time, she practiced journaling, a daily 3-minute breathwork routine, and wrote a forgiveness letter she never intended to send. Slowly the emotional charge softened. After months, she felt an unexpected urge to call. She did. The call wasn't perfect, but both of them softened. Within weeks, this woman's chronic tension headaches decreased dramatically. She'd carried those headaches for a decade. This story is personal and not a clinical trial, but it mirrors what the science shows. Letting go reduces stress, and reduced stress changes the body. Here's another small story, also anecdotal. A man believed that letting go of guilt from a past relationship helped him recover from a persistent skin irritation. He started sleeping better once he released the emotional turmoil, and better sleep improved his immune response. When he let go, his body followed. Stories like these are powerful because they reveal the truth. Our bodies listen to our emotions. So how do you actually let go? Letting go is not a single dramatic moment. It's a practice. It begins with noticing. When you find yourself replaying something, say to yourself, I'm thinking that again. Naming it softens its grip. Then breathe. A simple inhale for 4, exhale for 6 activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the part of your body that says, you're safe. Then bring curiosity. Ask yourself, is this thought helping me or hurting me? Sometimes that tiny question breaks the spell. You can also write a forgiveness letter you never intend to send. You can visualize the version of you who has already healed, already forgiven, already released. Joe Dispenza teaches that when you repeatedly rehearse a new emotional state, your brain learns to make it your default. Abraham Hicks teaches that you can shift into a new vibration by focusing on appreciation, even if it's something small like the warmth of your coffee. And Mel Robbins teaches that when you feel yourself spiraling, you can interrupt it with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, choose again. Let's do a 1-minute letting go practice right now. Gently close your eyes if you want. Take a slow breath in through your nose. Let it out. Picture the thought or the grudge or the memory you've been holding on to. Imagine it as a small object in your hands. Maybe it's heavy. Maybe it's sharp. Maybe it's just familiar. Notice its shape. Notice what it represents. And now imagine gently placing it on the ground in front of you. You don't have to throw it. You don't have to destroy it. Just set it down. Step back. Take another deep breath. And imagine the object dissolving, fading, becoming lighter, like mist in sunlight. You don't have to force anything. You just allow. Letting go is allowing. Your sense of well-being improves when you let go because you stop fighting old battles. Your nervous system shifts from survival to safety. You think clearer. You hear your intuition again. Your heart opens. You become more present. You become more available to joy, creativity, connection, and possibility. Abraham Hicks would say you return to alignment with your vortex. Joe Dispenza would say you enter a new energetic state. A neuroscientist would say your prefrontal cortex is re-engaging and your amygdala is calming down. All of these are true. Let me paint a picture. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning and the first thing you feel is not dread, not tightness, not the weight of yesterday's thoughts, but clarity. Lightness. Maybe even excitement. Imagine walking into a conversation without expecting conflict. Imagine breathing without a pit in your stomach. Imagine looking at your to-do list without feeling overwhelmed. This is what happens when you let go. It's not that life becomes perfect. It's that you stop adding extra suffering to what is. Your interactions with people change too. You become less defensive. You listen better. You speak with more intention. You stop anticipating hurt. People feel that. They respond to that. It shifts the energy of every conversation. If you want a daily routine for letting go, here's a simple one. In the morning, take 1 minute to breathe slowly and deeply. Then write down one thought you're ready to release today. Just one. Ask yourself how you can gently shift your attention away from it when it arises. Use the 5-second rule if you need to. Interrupt the loop. Rewrite the script. And in the evening, write down 3 small things you appreciated that day. If you follow Abraham Hicks, this is the art of alignment. If you follow Joe Dispenza, this is conditioning your brain for a new state. If you follow psychology, this is grounding and reframing. All of them are true and all of them work. So let me say this clearly, letting go is not weakness. Letting go is strength. Letting go is choosing peace over pain, presence over replay, healing over hurting, and freedom over fear. You deserve that freedom. You deserve that peace. And the moment you decide to release what no longer serves you, your body, your mind, your relationships, and your entire life begin to respond. If this video resonates with you, take a moment to breathe right now and imagine the version of you who has already let go. Imagine how light they feel. Imagine how they walk, how they speak, how they live. That version of you is not far away. It's one choice, one breath, one release at a time. Thank you for being here, beautiful soul. If you want a guided meditation version of this, or a shorter version you can listen to before bed, let me know in the comments. I love you. I believe in you. And I'm proud of you for choosing to let go.